All right, so in this lesson, we'll move on to the tools that are on the left side of the screen up at the top. That is the transform tool, which is the one that looks like the arrow there. That little S are all of these selection tools. We'll discuss that. There are the adjustments, and if we have time, we'll get into the actions in this lesson. If not, we'll do it in the next one. So I'm going to go to my layers briefly here and make sure that I have the ink selected, just so I've got something to manipulate here. And if I click on that arrow, it's going to pull up the transform tool. Now, there's a lot of functionality in here. Again, I just want to kind of hit the highlights for now. We'll do a lot of a deeper dive in this a little bit later. But this will allow you to select and move items that are on the canvas already. You know, things that you've drawn, things that you've done. Not really something that we'll probably do very much of in this course, but I did want to show you guys how that works. And this is where you can decide if you want to uniformly change the size of something. Like you can see that it's set to uniform right now. You also have freeform, which allows you to squash and stretch this in a different way. Again, not something we're going to do a whole lot of in this course. There's a distort, which you get these interesting, perspective effects. I use this sometimes if you have like a brick wall or something and you want to make it look like it fits. This is an easy way to do that. And then warp is just that. It warps. Again, not something we're going to do a ton of, but it's there as a tool. I thought we would talk about it very quickly. The rest of this is fairly self-explanatory. You can flip horizontal, you can flip vertical, you can rotate. You can fit to canvas, and this bilinear, nearest nadir, bicubic option, those are all just settings if you're ever resizing pages or resizing things, which we're not really going to do a whole lot of here. But that's what that tool is. Right next to it is the selection tool. Now, the selection tool we'll actually use quite a bit. The selection tools can be used heavily and maybe not so heavily, just depending on the style that you're doing. But selections allow you to limit what you're doing on the canvas to specific areas. So for example, right now it's set to the freehand or what Photoshop Clip Studio would call the lasso. So, which is basically just whatever I draw on the canvas is what's gonna, show up. And wherever you start your selection, you're gonna see a little circle there. If you click that circle, it will close the selection. So for example, with the freehand option here, if I draw on the canvas, that creates a selection. Now, unlike a lot of apps, again, if you're used to Photoshop or Clip Studio, lifting the stylus from the canvas is not going to close it automatically. And what this means is you can pick it up where you left off and keep going even if you raise your pencil. I really like this about Procreate because a lot of apps, when you get done drawing, it immediately snaps the selection closed. And in Procreate, it doesn't do that. So just to show you guys how a selection works, we'll draw it and we'll close it. And then we'll grab a brush. It doesn't matter what layer we're on. But now you can see that my brushing is contained to that selection. So you can use this in comics. There's a style of coloring they call cut and grad. So you can make a selection with it, close it, and then switch to a brush, and you can see how these brush strokes are contained to that selection. They call that cut and grad. The cut is the selection's the cut, and the grad is the gradient from the brush. There's also an automatic selection tool. We're going to talk about this during the flatting portion. There's also the rectangle tool, and I actually use the rectangle quite a bit. This is particularly helpful for things like panels, so like on this page, what we might do is just start at one corner of the panel, draw to the other corner of it, and then I'm going to do another for this one. And you can see it's selected because there's these little thin diagonal lines, which I don't know if you guys can see this in the video, but there's these little diagonal lines outside of the selection, but you don't see them inside the selection. But I'm going to go ahead, while this is set to the add mode, I'm just going to select all of these panels just to show you how I might use this, and then we'll do this one as well. So in this example, I've selected all the panels. Now, if you ever click off your selection accidentally, or you switch to the brush tool and or something happens and you lose your selection, you can always hold down on the selection button, that little S symbol. It will reload the last selection. I use that all the time. But I'm going to use the invert button down here at the bottom. So it's going to invert the selection. So now only the gutters in the areas between the panels are selected. So I can go to my colors, choose white, and use the color drop to fill the gutters with white. It looks like I missed a section, so I'm going to grab my brush tool real quick and fill that in. Using the flatting brush that I included. The only brush right now that's included with this course is that flatting, the KMR Flatter 2.0. We'll talk about that later too. And we'll dive in more into the selection options, but I just wanted to show you guys a couple of quick things on each one of these. All of these adjustments, we're going to do a whole lot with this stuff later. There's a lot to be discussed here, but that's where the adjustments are. Again, not really going to dive into that at this point. That'll come later. The last little section here are the actions, and there are a lot of different options in here. In fact, I'm reaching the limits of length on this lesson, so we'll talk about that in the next one.